So tonight is all about the 12 non-negotiable online tools that every business and entrepreneur must have to be successful in business in 2023. Well, it's not that you must have it. It's that if you don't have it, then you're going to be at a severe disadvantage of those that are getting in and are using it. So I'm going to run through these 12 tools, and what I'd like you to do, as I said in the beginning, is I want you to sort of grab a sheet of paper or something, a notepad somewhere, either online or offline. And I want you to jot down 1, 2, or 3 for each of these tools. So a 1 means that you are not using it. A 2 means that you've investigated it, maybe you've set it up, you've thought about it, and you're part of the way through. Maybe you've just got stuck with what to do with it. And 3 is one that you've integrated into your business. You're using it either to its full capacity or to most of its capacity, and you're implementing it. So 1, haven't implemented it. 2, have partially implemented it. 3, you're actively using it. And at the end of the session, I'll get you to add up your scores and give you a sort of score as to where you're at with it. So your maximum score is going to be 3 times 12. What's 3 times 12? My maths tells me that's 36. So that's your maximum score. So you have some score out of 36. All right. Well, let's find out what tools and apps that we use that we've got on show. All right. Share this screen again, and we'll go back to the presentation. All right, it says here that you can see my application. Is the screen coming up? All okay, just give us a thumbs up to let me know that you can see the presentation screen. Great, because it sort of just sits on a white screen for some time. All right, so 12 negotiable online tools every business must have to succeed in 2023. One thing I would say about this is that if you find your mind saying to yourself that you're a bit tech challenged, or you're not very techy, or you don't like this sort of tech stuff, I'm just going to ask you to put that aside. So just suspend that, and instead of saying that, say that you are tech curious. So get curious about it, because what happens if we say we can't do it, then our brain sort of shuts down and any possibilities there, and it makes it hard for us. But if you can say you're tech curious, I wonder how this works, then all of a sudden your brain will start to open up some possibilities there. You don't have to really immerse yourself in it, but just get curious about it, and you'll find that it'll start to become a wee bit easier. So that's the very first thing to do. And the other thing to say too is you don't need to implement all of these things all at once. You just need to jot down what these tools are and then set in place a program to implement them. So I'm going to give you 12, even if you said that you were going to implement one of these each month over the next year. That will be enough for you. Some of these you'll already have, which is good. And with those ones there, I'd say just go and look at what you can do to improve it, tweak it, finish setting it up, because often we get these things set up and we never quite finish it. But yeah, just don't sort of overwhelm yourself with having to do it all at once. Each one of these tools I'm going to show you, you could probably spend a whole year on them, perfecting it and getting it right. It's not about perfection. It's about getting it done and at least getting some of it implemented. All right. So the first tool I'm going to talk to you about is your website. So, and I'm going to talk to you about WordPress websites. Now, lots of website builders out there. So you'll find there is Wix, there is Weebly, there is Squarespace. There's a whole host of tools out there. They've all got better and better and better over the past few years. But you need to have, it doesn't matter what platform you're on, you need to have a website. So that is a non-negotiable. If you don't have a website, people are going to look you up, and if you don't exist, then your business is just going to look like a small hobby business and doesn't have any credibility alongside other businesses of the similar type to yours that do have an effective website. So even if your website is only a one-page website, that's good enough to start with, because you can always expand from there. I went hunting for statistics for how many businesses do not have websites, and it's around about 30%, a third of all businesses don't have a website. So, so if you imagine customers are out there, or potential customers are out there looking for the products and services that a business has, and they might be really good at it, but they don't have a website, then if they can't find you, you'll never be doing business with them. They're going to go to people that have got that website. And in the online space where we are at the moment, people are doing stuff online. So, and you'll find how many times have you say walked down the street and you've seen people there with their heads sort of bent over on their phones, sort of walking, sort of seeing, you know, just writing their phones. Or you go to a restaurant and you've got people all at the same table. They've got their heads in their phones. So pretty much everywhere you go, people have got their heads in their phones. What are they looking at? They're looking online. Generally, they're looking online. So it'd be social media. People will click through from social media into websites. So you need to have a web presence there. The reason why I put WordPress up there is I'm maybe a little biased. I've been in this platform now for 15 years, would you believe? I've been with WordPress, and there are other web platforms out there. As I say, they've got better. WordPress has got better as well. WordPress is just one of those platforms. You can host it where you like, and it's a bit like a house. All those other platforms are sitting on their proprietary platforms. WordPress you put on your own platform. So if you're using those ones that are hosted themselves, it's a bit like renting a property. You know, you're just renting it and you're at the behest of their terms and conditions. And if they don't like what you're publishing, then they can take you off, you know, without notice. And if you have a look at their terms and conditions, they can do that. I've had that happen to me as well for something that was reasonably innocuous. It was not controversial at all, but they took it offline. And sometimes you get no recourse for it. The other thing too is that, you know, if that ever happens and you've got, say, something like WordPress, the web hosts take you offline and they don't like it, as long as you've got a copy of it, which you should always keep a copy of it off-site, then you can go and sort of set up another web host or go to another web host, and you can upload it, and you can be back up and running in a matter of minutes, if not, you know, a couple of hours. So, so having a website, that is your first critical tool. That is a non-negotiable. You don't have it, then you really are shooting yourself in the foot from people there. If you do have a website, this year is the time to review it for its messaging and how you're presenting. So if you think about this here, people used to go into businesses, into shops, they'd see a receptionist, or they go up to the counter, they get to shake people's hands, look them in the eye, and have and communicate with them, and you get all the nuances of you know, eye contact. People can tell whether you're lying or not by the facial cues that people give you. So that's how we used to work out whether we would whether we want to buy stuff off people. These days they're going online, so your website is your virtual handshake. So so just having a poorly constructed website, or just any old website thrown up there, is no longer good enough. You need to have something that is that virtual handshake, where it engenders trust, helps people get to know you and your business and what it does, and engages them to want to find out more. Now, there's a whole process in behind that, and that we'll be going through some of that later in the year as well, in terms of how to create a compelling website. It's going to work in 2023. What was working a couple of years ago, it's all changed. So this year, you know, well, certainly over the past 2 or 3 years, it's all changed, and you really need to be a lot more focused and targeted with it as well too. So if you go back through the YouTube Smashgo YouTube channel, you'll see some videos in there from previous times where we were focused on how to create a you know, compelling, high lead converting website. The principles in that are pretty much what you the same as what you need to be using this year. So that's worth going to have a look at if you check out the Smashgo YouTube channel. All right, next one is a CRM. So one of the things about websites is that a website's no longer just enough. We live in a digital ecosystem. So, so you need to think about all of these tools that I'm going to show you tonight, all working in tandem and working together with each other to generate business. So people are just not going to come to your website generally and pick up the phone and call you or submit an inquiry. They're going to do things like they're going to search you out on the web. So if you remember right at the very beginning when you checked in on social media, I mentioned that you know, people come through to your profile and they have a look at, you know, what's your activity, what are you doing, and so they check these things out to find out that this is how they get to know you. So because you're not there in person to shake their hands and have a conversation, this is how they have the conversations. If you think about your own behavior, how often have you come across someone, you've met them or you've seen them, and then you've gone and sort of searched for them online? So if you've done that, everyone's doing, other people are doing it with you as well too. CRM. So what is a CRM? Stands for Customer Relationship Management Tool. Can I see a show of hands of everyone that currently has a CRM? Just pop your hand in the air so I can see who has a CRM at the moment. Okay, so a few of us here, so what, some sort of, yeah, got one not quite so fully set up yet. I would say your CRM is the most important tool. Well, you know, website CRM, they sort of go together, but that is the most important tool that you need to have today. Now, so I know some people say email marketing is dead, but it really isn't. That's our primary method of communication here in business. And there are all sorts of things you can do with that email and communication as well too. So a CRM is absolutely important. And if I was to put one project at the top of my list for this year, is to get your CRM set up and working properly for you. Reason for that, it's going to save you a whole lot of time, because CRM is going to help you to automate some of the processes that don't need to be necessarily dealt with personally. And it is really going to help you with your lead generation. All right, Lana, I see you have your hand up. Was that, is there something you were going to ask?
You said put your hand up, so I did.
Oh, okay. All right. Excellent. So you did. That's right. We do have virtual hands and we've got our real hands as well too. So the perfect demonstration of physical and virtual. Thank you. So in terms of CRMs as well too, lots and lots of them. People often ask me, which CRM do you recommend? In fact, Harry, thank you for that. He's just asked, which CRM do you recommend? The first one I'd recommend is the one that you have right now. So if you've got one, you've set it up and or you haven't set it up properly, use that. Use something that's going to be workable for you. There are heaps of them out there on the market. You can do research, you can go round and round in circles. There are thousands and thousands of CRMs. A couple of criteria I'd look for too is have a look for a CRM that someone can support. So what are ones, you know, if you get stuck, what's a CRM that you know there are people that can help you with, either your friends, colleagues, or you can get professional help. So you want one that's well supported. Now, the thing about that too is that, you know, there may be good CRMs that are, let's say, in the UK, and someone's recommended you one from the UK, or you found it in the UK, but if no one's supporting it over here in New Zealand, it means the only place you're going to get support for it is going to be in the UK or you know, where it's used. Which is okay. You know, we live in a virtual world, but the problem with the virtual world is that the time zones are opposite. So if you want instant help, it's hard to get that sort of instant help. So I'll throw out some examples of some CRMs. Thanks, Jeff. Go High Level. That's quite a good all-in-one CRM solution. The Entreports and Infusionsoft, they're sort of more of the expensive end of things, but they can do lots and lots of stuff. You've got Drip. That happens to be the one that I use. I've used that for a number of years, find that really helpful and useful. That's what you receive your emails from me from. So Drip is the one that I use. And then you've got some Aweber, MailChimp. So MailChimp would be at the well, it used to be the beginners sort of one, but they're now starting to charge more for it. ActiveCampaign, HubSpot. Yep, thanks for everyone who's throwing into chat. So yeah, if you've got one there that you use, feel free to throw it into chat. Flowdesk for creatives. So lots and lots of them there. But again, just find something that you can use and you can get support for, and then you're on the right track. You can always change your CRM later on if you find it's not going to work well enough for you. But generally, most of them are going to sort of do the job for you. The thing with the CRM is it works hand in hand with your website. So you need to make sure that you connect your website to your CRM. So a couple of reasons for that, so the good CRMs will track people, what they do on your website. So you can do things like track the pages people are visiting. So, you know, if you've got a particular service or a product that you're offering, you've got a page on your website for that, and you find that someone's visited that same page a number of times, and, you know, if they've spent 8 minutes, 10 minutes, 12 minutes, 20 minutes on, then you've got a pretty good idea that they're probably interested in that product or service. So, so what you can then do is that you can pick up the phone and you can call them, you can send them an email that is really sort of targeted around that product or service that you're offering, and just offer to help them. I wouldn't be sort of sending out a email to pitch them or sell them anything. Just think about how can you help them? What are they looking for? And, you know, send them some sort of message to ask how you can help. And in fact, some of the best messages you can send out, the earliest CRM that I ever used, some of you might remember it, is one called ACT, ACT. It was one that lived on my computer, and I spent hours and hours configuring this thing. But the most powerful email that I ever sent out from that, I used to send it about 3, 4, no more than 5 times a year. And I was guaranteed to get $20,000 to $30,000 worth of business out of a non-sales email. So anyone sort of want to sort of take a stab at what the email was that I sent out? Feel free to unmute yourself and tell me what it was, or just drop it into chat there. So I sent out an email. It wasn't salesy, but it would generate consistently $20,000 to $30,000 every time I sent it out. Any clues? Some of you that have been around here sort of happy birthday,
wedding anniversary.
Wedding anniversary. Yep. It wasn't that one. That can be good to do. It wasn't that one. But good guess. Any other clues? Jane says, I know you mentioned it, can't remember it. This is the money-making email. Actually, it was really simple. I'll take you out of your misery. What it was I used to send an email out to my entire database. It had no email signature on it, apart from warm regards, Nick, or cheers, Nick. There was no phone number, no web address or anything like that there. It just looked like a personal email, and it was just said, hey, whoever the person's name is. So let's say, hey, Mark, haven't seen you for a while, just checking in, how are things going? Regards, Nick. That was the email that without fail would generate $20,000 to $30,000 worth of business. Why do you think that was? Any clues as to why you think that was?
Can you hear me, Nick?
Yes, Tiger.
It's probably only guessing because it was informal. It addressed a relationship that existed between yourself and your clients, and
Yep.
it reminded them to you or vice versa.
Yep. So definitely it was a reminder that we were here. So yes, yep, that was part of it.
And they had to look up your email address or your phone number.
Well, they could actually just hit reply. So some of them would hit reply. So that was good. So what used to happen was I would have people that would hit reply, and they would say things like, yeah, no, things are all good, sort of thing. Thanks for asking, how are things with you? So just that general sort of thing. Other people that would hit reply that would say, hey, it's funny, I was just thinking of you. We're just, this is when I had a mortgage rating company. We're just in the process of buying a property, and we need some money. So there was that one there. There were other ones that where they would say, I was just thinking about getting another property. I just need some advice as to what we should be doing. Others would say, I mentioned you the other day to a friend of mine, said they should contact you. Have they been in touch? And I would often respond, no, because I hadn't been in touch. And so I say, oh, happy to have a conversation. What's their number? What's their email? And get in touch. So that email there alone was the money-making email. So if you want to sort of think something's going to generate you business this year is go back to your existing database with a non-sales email, but something that is warm, it's personal, and you mean it as well too. So and you need to respond to it. So if people reply to you, respond to you, you need to respond.
And of course, those replies that you got went into your CRM and started a new round of contact.
Well, I never fed them into sort of into any email sequence, because they'd sort of know that sort of thing there. It was just that invitation for a personal conversation. But later on, any new ones there would be in the CRM for any promotions or marketing that we went out later. So yes, you're absolutely right. So so I was able to generate that email in about a minute flat, and I would always generate it because when the phone started to go quiet, so these are the days that people used to use phones to ring up. These days, what is it? Everyone texts and messages these days. But when the phone went quiet, I would send it out. Same thing goes with your messenger as well too. If you find you're getting sort of your inquiries are drying up, or it's not as busy as it is, this is a way to start to generate some activity. So so having a CRM is a tool to generate inbound activity. If you're not getting a lot, this is how you sort of generate it, by having it. And it's super easy to do. Like you can send out an email in no time flat. The good thing about having a CRM is that generally it's better for spam. So if you send it all out from your email address, like your Outlook email address or Google email address. I was just dealt with one yesterday where the Google Workspace account was shut down because they sent out too many emails. So don't send it from your email accounts because you risk that. So we had to go through a process to unsuspend it, and they've got another 4 strikes this year before they shut them out completely. Use a CRM. So you should never be emailing out of your regular email program. It's going to create all sorts of problems for you. Other thing about a CRM too is that when you start running ad campaigns, Facebook's got a thing called a lookalike audience. You can grab all of the email addresses in your CRM. You can upload them to Facebook and ask Facebook to go and find other people that are of a similar demographic and profile as the ones you've already got in your database or in your CRM. Now, the good thing about that is that you'll find there's some common characteristics with those people that you've already done business with. By uploading to Facebook, they'll find other people with those same common characteristics, which means they're probably buyers. Some of those are probably buyers as well too. And you need to use that in conjunction with running ads. But if you do that, then you get a higher conversion rate, a higher hit rate, and you get more people coming into your CRM. And particularly if you use a strategy of not selling anything, but giving people helpful information that's going to progress them on their journey towards your type of product or towards the solution you've got, then you'll start to increase your CRM. So your CRM is all about lead generation as well too. Everybody should be involved in some form of lead generation, because if you're constantly chasing clients, you spend all your time doing that. You can't spend your time servicing your clients and doing a good job with the existing clients you've got. So a CRM helps you to put your lead generation activities onto autopilot. That doesn't need to be terribly personalized. Your sales process does, and dealing with customers does. So that's your CRM. That's tool number 2. Tool number 3 is, which an absolute must, is Google My Business. Actually, I think they've changed their name recently, if anyone can remember it. But that's really your Google Maps, and that's where Google Reviews sits. But Google My Business is a profile that every business should have. Very simple. If you just Google My Business, and then you can set up an account. If you've got a Gmail account, you just need to log into the Gmail account, and you can set it with that. If you've got a Google Workspace account, but absolutely set up Google My Business. Why? Because when people are doing searches, Google My Business profiles show up on the first page of search. So and it shows up locally as well too. So if you're a local business in particular, then that's how you get your listing on the page 1 of Google. So it's the easiest way to get onto page 1 of Google. So that's Google My Business. The trick with Google My Business is that you need to set up a profile 100%. There's a little bar up the top of it, which will give you your progress. You've got to get that to 100%. Most businesses get it to 60, 70, 80% complete, but get it to 100% complete. And that there just kicks in the algorithm to for sort of anyone searching. Now, you'd be surprised how many people phone directly off Google My Business or come to your website of Google My Business. You'll start to get some stats on it that Google will automatically send you. And you can do all sorts of things, like you can sort of put the products and services you got on there, the keywords that people generally search for, and phrases. You can do that. You can target it geographically. So if you service all of Australia, you can sort of have all of Australia in there. If it's Australia and New Zealand, you have all of Australia and New Zealand in there. If it's global, you can have global. If you're just New Zealand, you can just have New Zealand in there. Or if you're just a local business servicing 100 kilometers from your where your business location is, you can just put that in. So it means that only people that are in that locality are going to see your Google My Business listing. A couple of things about Google My Business too is that there is a website. They give you a free website with it. So complete the website, build the website with them. Don't make it your main website. But what the trick with it is you build your website, you put your products and services in it, and you put some of your blog posts in it, and you point them back to your real website. And so then you start to get some traffic that are flowing through Google. So remember, that's going to be on page 1 of Google. So even if your website's not, they'll see your Google My Business listing, and they'll come through to your website via that way. So that's really called piggyback SEO. So you're piggybacking on a listing that is not yours, that someone else, that is Google's property, but you get traffic coming through to your website through that. But the key thing there, complete it to 100%. And 100% means you're uploading videos, you're uploading images. And the other thing too is to keep active with it as well. So Google My Business allows you to have posts up there. The posts will stay there for, I believe it's 2 weeks, unless I've changed it. And so you need to keep putting posts up every 2 weeks. Great thing about it is that you can schedule the posts. So with some of the social media scheduling tools, you can create, let's say you create, 16 posts, or what's a 3, 4, 12, no, so 12 posts. You can set your scheduling tool to post every week, and so as one post is dropping off, another one comes on, and at the end of that 12-week cycle, you can get your scheduling tool to post those exact same posts again. So you keep repeating that every 4 times a year. So, and the thing about that is people aren't going to remember what you posted up there. You get a lot more new people there. It's not like a social media network like LinkedIn or Facebook where, but even those networks, you can post things a number of times there as well too. But it really is just to keep current content up there, and don't be worried that people have already seen it. 2 things about people seeing your stuff. First thing is, lots of people haven't seen it before, so it's going to be new to them. Second thing is if people see your stuff again, they become more familiar with it, they're more likely to come and get curious and contact you. So think about the old TV channels. I've watched TV for years, but there are ads on TV. Did they ever show the ads once? No, didn't. They show them over and over again. In fact, if you were watching one particular program, they would show the same ad in every ad break. Yes, it was annoying, but have you ever found yourself singing the jingles to those ads that you hate that you saw over and over again? So, so that's what, if you're repeating your content, that's fine. So do that on social media anyway, because people will become familiar with it. So Google My Business, that is the third absolute essential tool. Next one is related to Google My Business, but it's also a separate strategy in its own right, and that's Google reviews. So who here at the moment, pop your hand up, either virtual hand or real hand, if you've got an active strategy to get Google reviews. Okay, so the minority is, yeah, and some partially. So there are some 3s, people who are doing it, 2s that people have got it semi set up, 1s people are not. Google reviews, again, absolutely essential. Google will do the selling for you. In fact, your previous customers will do the selling for you. And I know that that's the case. We've had clients that have been paying for Google AdWords and Facebook ads. They put in place a Google review strategy where they asked every single client for a review. The magic number is to get more than 200 reviews. There's it's unofficial, but a colleague of mine that was a Google partner said that he was at a conference once, and they said 200 was when the algorithm started to pick up Google reviews and started to push you further up the search results once you hit that magic 200 number. Again, unofficial. They don't tell you that in the documents. That was just an unofficial thing that was said in a Google partner meeting. And I know that we've got a criminal lawyer who uses Google reviews. He's cut his ad spend down significantly because people are just finding him on Google reviews and on Google My Business, but they're looking at the reviews, and he's got 200 reviews compared to, he's actually got about 250 now, compared to another lawyer. The next one down, it was less than 20 reviews. So imagine the psychology of someone that looks at those reviews. If someone's got 200 reviews, what are they thinking? Well, they must be good. You know, if they've got 200 reviews, they must be good. I need to talk to them. So Google reviews will really do the selling for you once you start to get up in the number. I know some of the 1,000 reviews. So, you know, if you've got some of the 1,000 reviews versus someone with 20 reviews, who would you call? You know, you're gonna call someone that's got the social proof there. So put in place a good Google review strategy, which where you ask everybody for a Google review. Next one is you need to have a content strategy. So content strategy is absolutely critical now with so many people online. A content strategy is going to help you do all number of things. So what is content? Traditionally, content are like blog posts. That's what people think content is, but it's not. It's everything. Images, blogs, videos, social media, to publications, books, physical books, ebooks, and you know, even things like commenting on posts. That is a content strategy in its own right as well too. So you need to have a content strategy. Now that's all about two things: visibility and credibility. So if people see you often, I had a comment, was it just last week, from someone who said that I appear in her Facebook feed more than her daughter does. So she sees me more than her daughter. So, and I personally am not posting a lot. I might post maybe 2 or 3 times a week, but you know, I've got a process that we're posting content daily onto all of the social media platforms, which is why she sees us so much. And what you'll find, and I find this as well too, is that if you walk into networking meetings or walk into meetings there are people that will be at those meetings that will just look at you. You know how you get those looks there, and they're not staring at you, but they look at you longer than they just sort of casually glance around the room. And they look at you with that look of recognition. Anyone had that there? And you sort of think, well, have I met this person before? Do I know them? But you don't. They've just seen you on social media. So I get that sort of on more occasions than I can count. And I know if I walk into a room there and there's someone looking at me longer than other people who have a casual glance, either I've got some food stuck in my teeth, or they recognize me from somewhere, and generally recognize me from social media. And that happened just last week as well. Someone had said, yeah, look, I said, I don't think I know you. Went up, introduced myself. She said, I know you. You know, you just appear on my feed more than my daughter. Really good to meet you. So it's really good for visibility, and it's also good for credibility. When you're up there producing content, people think you're an expert. So you may not be, but they think you're an expert. Because you're consistently publishing. So again, get a process around all that. If you jump into the Smash Go YouTube channel, you will see I think one of the sessions we did late last year is how to create 12 months worth of content in 60 minutes without writing a single word. Great session to watch, because that'll sort of show you how to put together a content strategy simply and easily where you don't have writer's block. Absolutely critical. And content is, if people have got their faces in their phones 80% of the time, what are they doing? They're consuming content. So it's videos and written content. So they're consuming content. So make sure you're producing stuff that people are going to see. Next thing is a Facebook profile. There'll be some people out there saying, I hate Facebook. Facebook is not for you. It's a business tool. So I'm talking about your personal Facebook feed. I'm not talking about a group. I'm not talking about a page. I'm talking about your ordinary Facebook profile. That is probably your most powerful tool for marketing social media. So, I should say Facebook profile and LinkedIn profile. Both of those are really your go-to channels for it. But pick one. You can do both. But pick one you're going to work with consistently. Because what happens is people look at the wall that is in their Facebook feed. You want to keep appearing in their feeds. So as they're scrolling, and generally your Facebook profile is going to be the one that's there, not your Facebook group, not your Facebook page. So, and that's a place to express your opinions. It's a place to put your business, what's happening in business. It's a place to ask questions. You can put images up there. That's where I do all of my Facebook lives into the profile. And the good thing is that you can share that out into groups, into pages and other places, but you start everything in your Facebook profile. There we go, Jeff. 80% of our income is from our Facebook profile. So there you go, unprompted. In chat there is Jeff. So he gets it just from that Facebook profile. And I know Jeff's pretty active in there as well too. Con, LinkedIn posting on personal profiles should be 3 to 5 times a week at a minimum. Okay, so I would say you're posting every day on your profiles. If you do that, then you're going to win the content game on those platforms. So definitely, posting on a regular basis. So Colin, you're saying Facebook 2 times a week? Yeah, we do it every day. But again, it's having that consistency and doing it all the time. All right. Oh, good. We've got some scores going down there too. I can see. Perfect. Okay. So remember, keeping score: 1 if you don't do it, 2 if you sort of partially do it, 3 if you are proficient at it. Next thing is you need a YouTube channel. So and the reason why you want that is 1, Google owns it. So in the search results, you will see videos showing up in Google search results. So why would you want to be on YouTube? Well, how many people here are uncomfortable to stick their mug in front of a camera? Anyone sort of uncomfortable about that? Right, perfect, yes. I don't believe you, Paul. So if you are, that is a really good sign, because you represent a majority of the segment of the population. I think that sort of most people here, well, there'll be less people here that are uncomfortable about being or having their video up there, but most people are. So if you think about your competitors and other people doing the same thing you're doing in business, they do not want to get their face up onto video. So if you are, you've already got to jump on them just by putting your face up there. And so the easiest way to get some video up on YouTube, YouTube's got shorts as well too. You know, those reels they've got on Facebook and TikTok. I don't think LinkedIn's got those yet, although it's probably due to come. But those short, sort of 5, 10, 15-second videos on those platforms, you can just do quick videos on that. But one thing that's it is going to happen if you're not familiar with doing videos, it's going to look pretty awful when you first start and do it. You're going to be self-conscious and you're going to feel like an idiot. The good news about that is that's how we all felt when we started. But the more you do it, the more proficient you get, the more natural it gets, and the easier it becomes. Why is it important to do it now? Because as things start to hit and times start to get tough, as the recession starts to come in, then people are going to be looking to do things on that channel and creating, some videos for themselves, because they hear that video is so important. So if you've got all of your awkwardness out of the way now. When other people are jumping into that video medium, you are already proficient at it. So you want to get your proficiency up now by getting the awkward stuff out of the way now. Does that make sense? So do that now. There's some people here on the call here today that are on it all on the time. So you know, have a look at what they're doing. Who's here? Oh, Aldrin's always on video there. Have a look at her. She does some great stuff up there as well, and she's got a great way of involving people in video. So it doesn't have to be just you talking. You can invite other people to come in and do things. Aldrin's got this thing called the Good News Challenge. If you haven't done it, go and have a look and see what she does there. And that's a super simple way of learning to get your videos up onto the platform. So she gives you guidance with it. It's all free too. So she gives you guidance with it, and she supports you in that community as well too. And she will help you with that as well too. So Anna says link. So I've got a link to that. I don't know, it might be a YouTube channel. If you've got any link there, throw it into chat. But yeah, that's an easy way to get involved. You don't have to create stuff. She'll help you do that sort of thing. But definitely get into doing those videos. There you go. There's a link to the Good News Challenge in chat now. And Aldrin runs, I think you run it every month. It's almost going sort of all the time anyway. So yes, she does it every month. So get proficient with that. And YouTube, with your videos that you produce for social media, like your live videos or the videos you do for Good News, for the Good News Challenge, download them, upload them to YouTube, create a YouTube channel out of it. Don't worry about the fancy intros and outros with it. Just get it up there so you start to get noticed there, because they will be indexed in the search engines. So you'll start to appear in search. People will see your face in search, and that gives you visibility and it gives you credibility. So just doing that sort of stuff makes you look brave in front of people, and you're doing things that they'd like to do that they're not brave enough to do themselves. All right, next one is podcasts and webinars. Super important to be on these. So if you can create your own podcast or webinar, do it. So, you know, a show like this has been running now, I think we're into our 6th year with Business Owners Smashing Online. So we've been sort of at this for a long time. It was not easy to start with, so we stumbled around with it to start with. Now we've got a format with it that seems to work. But so I can tell you just today, I got a message in Messenger from a very influential person in Australia who has a business. If I mention the name, most of you would know the name. And his comment was that he's seen my content over the past few years that I'm putting out, and he wants to talk to me about becoming a mentor for one of his groups and his audience. He's got a massive audience, like an audience of thousands, and with a possible invitation to be a guest speaker at his events and to mentor some of his clients. So the only reason that comes about is because it's, you know, we've spent 6 years here creating this sort of content on a webinar format. So, so you'll start to get some opportunities that come out that you're not having to hunt for opportunities, they'll come your way. And you can imagine if, you know, if this opportunity came off and I get to present to sort of an audience of 1,000, so there'll be people in that audience there that want to, you know, find out more. So how easy is it for one person to talk to 1,000 rather than you having to individually go out and try and find 1,000 people? So, so having, you know, webinars and podcasts are good for visibility. Podcasts, they don't have to be long. They can be 5 minutes or 10-minute podcasts. So they can be short snippets. Think about where do people listen to podcasts? Dropping kids off to school or coming back from school. They listen to them at the gym while they're running. So how many times you see people, again, with their smartphones, they've got headphones plugged in their ears, they're listening to things on podcasts. So there's so much of that going on. So publishing your content to a podcast is a really good way for your visibility. Now, if you're a bit, if you feel that voice coming up in your head that says, oh, look, that sounds a bit techy, I'm you know, not across all this technology, Don't worry about it. Go and find other people who've got podcasts and webinars and ask them to be on theirs. There are groups out there. If you have a look on Facebook and LinkedIn, there are groups there of where podcasters and webinar presenters are looking for guests for their show. So have a look at shows that are ones that your expertise will fit into, that you could offer to be a guest. Now, one thing I would say about that is that don't just offer to be a guest. Go and check out their podcast first of all. So check it out, listen to some of them, rate them. So give them a rating. And when I say rate them, if you want to talk on it, don't give them a 1-star rating, give them a 5-star rating, and make a comment as well too, and also reach out to them. So if you reach out to them and say, hey, look, I really enjoyed that podcast that you had about a particular topic. And the part that I enjoyed the most, which had the best practical application for me was, and put in what that was and how it helped you. So, and so what that'll do is it pops your name up top of mind. So when you do get to talk, to approach them about being on their podcast, I already know who you are. You know, this is this person here that's already messaged me about it. Now, obviously a listener, and chances are they've probably already checked you out on social media as well too. So thinking, who is this person that's commented? So make sure you give them your website, or you're easy to find as well. And that means if you have other stuff up there, like a YouTube channel and social media content that you publish, they can see that easily as well. They get to sort of see that you can speak and get to sample some of your expertise. So all of these things work in well together. So you don't need to have your own podcast or webinar to start with. Find other people that you can offer to be a guest on. I know lots of, if you're having trouble finding people, shoot me an email, shoot me a message. Happy to give you sort of either some leads into people that I know that would be helpful for you and your business, or some leads into places where you can go and find those podcasts and webinar opportunities. All right, next one. This one should actually be at the top of the list, but it's down at a bit further down. Lead magnet. So many people I know that having a lead magnet is important, but lots of people don't have one. So and look, it takes time, whatever, to produce a lead magnet, but no excuses these days with the technology that's available for you to do it. And I'll talk about some of that as well too. Why do you have a lead magnet? Now, a lead magnet is really, what is it? First of all, it is something that you have on your website, or you can offer in social media, that you will give people in exchange for their email address. The email address goes where? Into your CRM. And in your CRM, then you've got an automated sequence of messages that doesn't sell them, but helps them to get more value out of that lead magnet, helps them further along the journey towards the solutions that you offer. So a lead magnet is one of those things that constantly keeps your pipeline of new people full with leads. Now, a lead magnet is a number of things. Traditionally, it was a PDF document you can download from your website. Create a PDF document, ask people to put in their email address, and you'll send it to them. But it doesn't have to be that. It can be a mini course. So you might record 3 videos on a short topic that they want to know about. And so let's say if you're a friend of mine who's a headshot photographer, he might record some quick videos, 3 quick videos on 3 things you need to do to take a fantastic headshot as someone who is being shot, with a camera. How do you make sure you can do that? If for someone that's, I'm looking at Roger here, he sort of sells surfing gear. Lead magnet there might be sort of, how to paddle better, how to sort of paddle to catch the wave. Might be 3 things that people need to do that they are uncommon things. Create that, help them with their paddling. All of a sudden they're catching the waves they want. What do they do then? They start to get better. When they get better, what do they want? We're going to go and buy some more gear because I really love this surfing thing. Who sells the gear? Roger does. So your lead magnets sort of start to do that. It's not an instant sale, but it's about getting sort of leads into your funnel and keeping it full. You want to aim to get at least 10,000 people into your CRM. So it sounds like a big number, but you start first to get 100. Once you got 100, then you aim for 1,000. Once you've got 1,000, aim for 2, then 5, then 10. So but the only way you're going to get that is if you have some process there of collecting those leads. So get a lead magnet. There are tools out there like Canva, makes it super simple. All you do is grab a Canva template, canva.com, fill in the blanks, and you've got a lead magnet. It will take you no longer than 15 minutes to do it. Don't have to be a graphic designer at all. You will need a landing page. You will need a thank you page. You will need a CRM and a delivery page. So there is more into the lead magnet than just having a lead magnet. But you need to set up that process so you've got a consistent flow of people. Because if you think about people looking for your products and services or your solutions you provide, they're searching on the internet for it. Make it easy for them, and make sure you get their name before they buy from anyone else. You have the conversation with them rather than them having a conversation with other people. Next favorite tool is one called AnswerThePublic. That's where you can do all your keyword research, well, some of your keyword research. If you've not seen the website AnswerThePublic.com, go there. You'll be blown away with the search results that you've got. These are actual search results that people perform when they're looking for your products and services. So put in 1 to no more than 3 words in the box when it asks for what are you looking for results on. And those words are what people search on, not the products and services you offer. That's one tip. What are they searching for? What's their problem? What are they looking for the answer for? So put those words in, and you've got an endless amount of topics now to start produce content on. So if you want to create a lead magnet or find out what people are searching for, go to Answer the Public. We're there every week looking for content ideas. Next one is, and this is number 12. Is that number 12? Or have I miscounted?
11.
That's number 11. All right, I've missed one out, but that's okay. I've got an extra one.
That was a good one.
Next one is Otter.ai. For those that don't like writing, Otter will transcribe you while you're speaking. So who here has heard of Otter.ai? I think quite a few of us will. Yeah, for those that haven't, go to the website and go and check it out. It is a fantastic, you can do things like you can upload videos there, audio files there, and it will transcribe the whole lot. If you happen to be someone that walks on the beach early, sort of in the morning or so later in the day, great time to take your phone out with you. Most people got a phone. Just talk into your phone, and also you can download as an app to your phone, talk into it. When you've finished your walk, you've got a transcription of everything you've spoken about. So if you speak about a topic that you know about, there is your content done. So speak for 20 minutes, you've got a blog post, you've got enough content there for all of your social media posting in the week, cut it up and produce that for social media. You can turn it into a slide share presentation. It gives you content to talk on a live video in social media. You've just got a ton of content with it. So use Otter as your, instead of a notepad, think about speaking your content, and this will make it super easy. So again, we use that. In fact, this webinar here, as we speak, when we finish this, it goes straight to Otter and it gets transcribed. And that's where we pull out a lot of the content that we then use for the rest of the week to keep our social media going. And I did talk about this one here as well. I said 12, this is 13. I don't think you can count the slide that says bonus items as number 12 really. But I'll give you this as number 12. That's Canva. I've spoken about that already. It is a graphic designer's friend, and it's also a non-graphic designer's friend. You can go there and you can create some very professional looking publications, lead magnets, flyers, brochures, whatever you call it, business cards, even presentation like PowerPoint presentation, the Canva presentations, you can do it all in Canva. So, tools like Word, Excel, PowerPoint or whatever, you don't need those. Use Canva. It makes it super easy. My team use that, and that's how we produce all of our graphics for all of our social media. And we create ebooks on it. In fact, last year I ran a program where we used Canva to produce some, where people produce some pretty stunning ebooks and created that lead magnets out of all that as well too. So absolute essential tools. So there you go. That there is 12 essential tools that you need to have this year to be successful in business. So any questions? And while we've got questions there as well, let's jot into chat. How did you go with your score? Add up your score. So as you're scoring 1, 2, or 3, just drop your score into chat. All right. Oh, Jane, I did a PowerPoint all in Canva a few weeks ago. Isn't it so simple? It's just so easy to do it. And you get something that takes you way less time to do than in PowerPoint. And it just looks so good. I know I've spent hours looking for a template for PowerPoint and Canva. That's just all there. All right, so I've got some scores coming in. 20, that's pretty good out of 36. 26.5, that's really good. Jeeves, Julie, 33 out of 36. Awesome. Mind you, I'd expect nothing less than that from you because you're absolutely on fire at the moment. 24, 30, 15. Well, the good thing about that, Harry, is that there is only one way, and that's upwards. So if you've done pretty well at 15 there, then everything else you do is going to be sort of up from there. 28, 18, 25. Excellent. So 2 things out of all that is the things that you do well, or the things you've already got. Think about how you can improve it and how you can optimize it. Those that you're not, that you're only partially doing, think about what can you do to finish it and where can you get some help to finish it. Those that you're not doing, that'd be your third priorities, is how do you get started and how do you do it. So my recommendation of it would be is there's 12 projects there. Just grab a calendar and put each of these items on the first of the month for each month in the calendar there, and that becomes your focus. And then spend some time there working through. So maybe spend, I don't know, an hour a day or 30 minutes a day just to on that one particular focus. Don't do them all, just do one a month. If you do that there in 12 months, you'll have them done and you'll be so well ahead of all the others. Any questions at all? Probably giving you a bit of a fire hose of information today, yeah?
It's good to see so many of us that are in the higher half of the 36. You know, everyone is doing pretty good.
Yeah, no, that's excellent. And look, the thing with it is we start somewhere, and wherever we are, you know, that's where we improve from there. So I'm sure that there are some of those tools that we've got there that we avoid like the plague. We know we should do it, but we don't. There are others of there that we're all over and are quite happy with. So, but if you pick off one at a time, it makes it super simple.
Nik, it's Con here. I'm assuming there's not one go-to person that can cover all these 36. I mean, in no disrespect to your business, you probably do cover a lot of these in your business. What kind of investment would you say, ballpark? I know it's like how long is a piece of string, I suppose, but what kind of investment ballpark would one need to allocate to ensure they got at least, you know, getting to a score of 30 out of 36?
Oh, that's a really good question. And yes, it does depend sort of where you go and what sort of help you want. I mean, you know, it might be just a couple of hours that you need to get something done. So I don't know. So that might be sort of $200, $300, $400, or it might be a program that's a $2,000 program. What I would recommend though is just have a look and see what's readily available. First of all, for free. So what can you find online that's free to get you going? So often that's enough to get you started. And then have a look at who are the people that can help you. Who do you know that can help you? So that's another good place to go. And then have a look at who do I know that I could that have got some program or that I can invest in that's getting results. So I always think, you know, if you're doing that, get some testimonials, go and read the reviews, that sort of thing, because there's heaps of people that offer, you know, to help people. They're not all good. Some of them are good, some of them are not. But do check. Don't buy anything immediately. You go and check out some of the testimonials and things before you do that. But you know, you could spend tens of thousands on this. But before you jump into that, just think about what resources you've got around you to start with, and then before investing any further in it. But yeah, it's a good question, Con. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks, Nik.
That's the power of networking like this.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, well, as ever, this will be available up on the YouTube channel, Smash Go YouTube channel tomorrow afternoon. We'll drop the link into chat. In fact, probably now is a good time to save the chat.
Yeah.
If you haven't done so already, just click those 3 little dots down the bottom of chat. And
Notice
that'll
I've
allow you to
changed
save
to
it.
the left-hand side now in a recent update.
Yeah, it used to be on the bottom right-hand side, but now
Yes.
it's just right down the bottom. So, yeah, but just look for the 3 little dots and you can save it. The other thing I would say too is that next Tuesday, one of the changes we're making with our business owners smashing online is that I am going to run, it'll either be me or someone else, and this will partly answer Con's question as well too about who to go to. Going to run a program every month on one of these tools, so you can help to implement it. So next week on Tuesday, it is on content strategy. We ran the content strategy, which was how to create 12 months worth of content in 60 minutes last year. I think some of us that were here today were on that last year. But going to run that again. We've got some more value in that and sort of deepen the processes with it. The idea with that is so that you actually get your content done, you get your plan done, you get your strategy done. All you have to do is implement it. So that'll be a hour and a half workshop. It'll be at 8 a.m. in the morning, Australian Eastern Standard Time. So 8 to 9:30. And it will be a paid event, $97 to go along. But we will work on your content to get your content plan done for the year. The link for that is in chat. So if you want to come along to that, just go and register there. So it's got a registration on Eventbrite. If you want to find out any questions about it, just let me know. Happy to have a chat with you about that as well too. Apart from that,
So it was 8 a.m., 8 o'clock Brisbane time, was it?
Yeah, 8 o'clock Brisbane time. So what's that, 9 o'clock if you're down in New South Wales, is that right? Yeah, New Zealand, what's that, 9, 10, I think 10 or 11 o'clock. Any Kiwis here? I think. Oh, Mark,
Ex-Kiwi,
11.
mate.
11 o'clock, is it? Yeah, so 11 a.m. in New Zealand. Yep.
Ex-Kiwi, mate.
That's it. I was looking for someone who's living in New Zealand at the moment in their time zone.
So we get a
Excellent. Well,
content
thanks
strategy for Valentine's Day, eh?
Yes. Oh, it is Valentine's, isn't it, eh? Oh, how appropriate is that, eh? Well, we do touch on sort of how you deal with some of those special occasions. So thanks for the reminder. I could have been in trouble if I just ran that session and didn't consider what that day was as well too.
Do we still do this on
All
Tuesday
right, well,
night?
Sorry?
Do you still do this on Tuesday night? This one?
We may or may not. Well, I'm just at the moment, yes, we are. But looking at sort of changing up the program a bit. So we've got our free program as it always is. But if we're running these workshops every month, it's likely we'll change some of the formats. So we'll let you know. We'll shoot out an email and let you know what the format's going to be. Yep. All right. Well, that just leaves me to say thank you very much, everyone, for coming along tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Good to see so many familiar faces. Good to see some new faces as well too. And look forward to catching up with you again. See you back again next week. Have a good night.